I just don't understand his thinking. That's really where I've got to with the whole thing now. What is the next piece of the puzzle look like? And if he is to think that changing plastic colors is the answer to that, I mean, yeah, he's foolish. It's just I didn't get to hear what JT said about it, but I'm assuming he would probably have a similar take, right? Am I right on that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even like I'm so lost with where he is in life and decision making and any of this. The only thing I would tell him if I was advising, which shouldn't be, is when you get on the bike that you choose, you better haul ass, man. Like you better be your best self times 10 the next time you race another color.
Touche. That's what I've been saying to some mates just back here in New Zealand. They've been talking to me about it, and I'm just like, whatever he does next, he needs to light the world on fire. I said to someone, because I was hearing, there's murmurs going around about him trying to get his gas or a KTM or whatever to do Ironman because he's suggesting that if he went to the same track that he was at, I don't know, 6 weeks ago, whenever he was there, he would just show us a completely different ride. I mean, that's absolutely absurd thinking, to think that that's going to be the case. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't really have anything more to say about it, to be honest, Ed. At the end of the day, it's such a bizarre scenario, like I haven't spoken to you guys after, and I'm sure you've already, been over this, and I'm sure the sport has been over this multiple times or thousands of times, but the Budds Creek thing is just a mind bender what happened there. Like absolute that's about as bizarre thing that's ever happened in the sport that I'm aware of.
Yep. The sport does not remember quitting kindly is all I will say on it. So for me, I will continue to talk about it because I find it fascinating. But as far as Jorge goes, I think the time for talk is over. Like the next time you race, you better kick some ass. Like I don't really want to hear more. I don't want to hear any more comments about it from him personally. I just want to see all the things he said about his current situation and what the new situation will be. I want to see that now. Like action, and is really the only thing that's going to save it for me.
You want to see actions do the talking, not
100%.
talking about
Yep.
actions.
Yep.
Yeah, crazy.
He's very fortunate that Tom Bial is heading back to Europe because he's going to slide into the ride that Tom Bial is vacating. But he's very fortunate that that's all went the way it did. Otherwise, I don't know that he would have a spot to go to. Yeah, time to shut up and put up. Honestly.
Yeah, because privy to the stuff in the sport, the financial implications for him for what he did to get to Cowie and now to then leave Cowie, it's enormous. Like in his career,
yeah.
when it should be some of the best times of earning for him in his, let's say, sports career, it's like he is just pissing away money, literally. It's crazy.
He's taking at least a $2 million a year pay cut to do what he's doing. At least. And I know, Ben, you've been gone for a while. You know how badly you would love to make $2 million a year at this point. Like when you're making all the money, it's like, yeah, whatever, I'll make more. But then you get away from it and you're like, you know how hard it is to make $2 million in a year? Like,
yeah.
I mean, he's gonna make his own decisions, but I just hope he's making the right one. That's all.
Yeah, craziness, man.
Deegan Shimoda showdown.
Yeah, I love it. And I'm going to ask them basically like, hey, what changed here? Because they really hadn't taken any verbal shots at each other. Like they had been really respectful. Deegan really didn't say much. Like anytime we were under the tent before they'd go up on the podium, like Deegan would congratulate Joe. He would talk respectfully about Joe. Off the camera, he was saying like, man, he's like really fit. Like he was never kind of attacking Joe the way he would other guys. And then that changed. Something changed at Budds Creek with them. I don't know if something, who knows? Deegan could take anything. He could take something that didn't even happen, a perceived slight, and use that. But the attitude, the comments, the roosting of him, I mean, cussing at him, like there was a lot that went on that seemed like a pivotal shift in tone between those two. And I kind of want to find out tomorrow, like, hey, what's up here? Like, what did we all miss that changed here, because it really felt like it wasn't this way. And then all of a sudden at Budds Creek, it felt like it really was. And I'm here for it. Like I want those two to go at it, because of all the racers we have, Joe's the only one that will take the fight to Hayden. Like, he will get aggressive with him. He will instigate contact. He does not fear Hayden at all. Like, I think he knows Hayden's great, but he does not fear him, where for some reason these other guys, they just kind of roll over when Hayden gets really aggressive with them, and Joe doesn't seem to want to do that at all. So I would love if they were just going at it for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think they will. I personally, think that where Joe's at confidence-wise, and where he's been able to, assert himself as the most dominant guy outside of Hayden, I think, in his mind, he's going to go into this championship. And he's been close to winning this championship in the past, right? If my memory
he's been
is correct.
He's been on the podium pretty much every time.
So, in his mind, going into this event, where he's at after the season, like you said, like he's really apart from the small injury at the beginning, and I think there was one or two sort of low, maybe scoring motocross events. It's been a pretty solid season for Joe, and I think just going into this series now, he knows he's had those results in the past, coming off the back of where he's at right now. His bike certainly, it looks, from what I can see, watching on TV, like he's got a super competitive bike, because we all know, if you're on a Yamaha, you've got a pretty, that you're on the number one motorcycle in that category. So, you've got to have a competitive motorcycle. And I think that just with everything that JT said, he's not scared to back down from the fight. I love it. I love that he's keen to just get in there and get aggressive and race for it. So, yeah, I expect that it'll be a good championship. I do give the nod to Hayden, just because I do believe that this style of track, based on what we've seen since he's been pro, and certainly in this particular series, the SMX series, I think that they favor him slightly in terms of the style of racetrack. Would you agree with that, JT?
Yeah, I do. I think you're spot on. And the only thing I would add to what you're saying is that just from talking to Darren Lawrence a lot about the Honda, they really feel that the biggest challenge for Joe getting good starts is if the start is super deep against the Yamahas. They feel the Yamahas have a big edge in torque. And if the start is really deep, Joe has to be perfect. If it's harder, like a hard pack start, like we'll see in Supercross, or we'll see this weekend or the next two rounds, it's kind of a lot more even. Joe, he needs to execute, but he's not at a disadvantage the way he is at the other round. So maybe you'll see Joe kind of nail the starts in the way he has been, with not only the physical side of it, but mentally, if you believe that, like if going in, like, hey, this setup is good for me, the dirt's not going to be working against me. A lot of times, whatever you believe is typically what happens. So it wouldn't shock me to see Joe at the front on the starts.
Yeah, right. Makes sense. So I'm, like you said, I'm also here for it, because I want to see a race, for this championship, or both of these championships, to be honest. But I think that those two are, clearly the favourites in terms of having a head-to-head race, really.